Thursday, August 26th, we're going to play at Mason High School, a beautiful facility. Got a great doubleheader. Loveland taking on Turpin. Turpin coming off a great season. That's a good rival game. Looking forward to that. Edgewood against Wyoming. Bernie Berry's in the room. I know Wyoming made it to the state semifinals last year. Edgewood always has a great program. And then we've kind of got on Friday night right here at Nippert Stadium, got kind of a little West Side versus the Fort Ancient Valley Conference. Anderson out of the FABC taking on Oak Hills, and then as Troy talked about, the Elder Panthers coming off another great season taking on Winton Woods. I think that should be a great night of football. I don't know if we've ever had top to bottom on Saturday better games than the four we've put together. And that includes LaSalle taking on Lakota West. Lakota West coming off a great season a year ago. Glad to have Middletown back in the event. It's been a while. In fact, they haven't been in for, I want to say, 2 or 3 years. They played actually, and they stepped up in this too. Previous, glad to have Jason and Middletown had a tremendous year last year against a team coming off back-to-back great years. Simon Kent, good little interstate rival game there. And then we've got, as it's affectionately known, the Truck Bowl. I hope it's okay that I reference that. Mike Shearing told me that's what they call it from Harrison. We've got East Central versus Harrison. Welcome, East Central. Glad to have you guys finally in the event for what should be a great game. And then Coleraine against Northmont. Is Lance here? There he is. I want to thank Lance Schneider too. People have no idea, and it's not really, they don't need to, but the scheduling of this has in some ways led to many, many sleepless nights for yours truly. And there's always a person or two that steps up and says, you know what, I'll take that game. And if you look at Lance's non-conference schedule, I don't know that this was exactly his design to kick off the year, but kudos to you, Lance, for stepping up and playing Coleraine. And then I know many people out there are probably going, okay, now I know this guy's a little off sometimes, especially if you listen to our radio show. And if you don't, you should. Gamble and Finn weekday mornings. 6 to 10 on 96 Rock. Please tune in. We need all the help we can get. I need income. But the reality of it is, if you look and you say Sunday, I don't get the Sunday. You will, believe me. You get an opportunity, and I wish I could say more. You probably have to have an IQ slightly above 10 to figure out what's probably going to happen on Sunday. But I'll just give you this little tease. There's a very good chance that on that particular Sunday, we will be the spotlight nationally of high school football and just football in general. And a couple great games. I want to thank John Sullivan and his staff. And this is he's gonna beat me up for this for a while, but he's agreed to be the gracious host out of their beautiful facility. And thanks, Steve. It's going to be a great game. St. Xavier taking on Good Counsel out of Maryland. And I really enjoy announcing times to be announced. That's a big thrill for an event promoter as well. So stay tuned. That hopefully we'll have those done by the end of the week when they tell me what time the games will take place. And the second game should be a great one as well. Moeller against Huber Heights Wayne, and they've got a great quarterback and a guy named Braxton Miller. And Moeller obviously has a great program year in and year out. So, I got to tell you, it's not something, the Sunday thing that we typically will always do. But, when you get a chance to give added exposure and recognition to everybody in this room, and I really see that Sunday doubleheader as everybody in this room should feel great about that, because it's the quality of coaching, it's the quality of programs, it's the quality of administration for all the schools in this area that has really led to that really secretive thing that I can't tell you about yet. A couple other quick things in closing today. Well, you're going to see a lot of different stuff from us this year. We're going to do a lot more and going to hopefully get your cooperation to do. We've got a couple other ticket levels. We're going to do some premium seating. We've never had that before to allow people to watch the event here at Nippert Stadium in kind of a VIP style. We've also got some different game sponsorships available that have never been for individual games. And you're going to see a lot of buzz all throughout the summer on the social media circuit. So that's something that, one of the things we love the traditional media, glad they're here, but we're also going to do as much as we can grassroots oriented. The month of August will be out every night. We've got our Showdown Street team forming. So some of your scrimmages, some of your meet the team nights, events like that. It's designed to just give our partners greater exposure and also continue to market and promote the event. One other guy I'd like to recognize who's here today, a guy who, it's a shame he graduated from St. Xavier in 1998, because that would have meant that he wasn't able to play in the very first Crosstown Showdown, because he would have been one of those guys we were referencing. A guy who just spent 8 years in the National Football League. And I can't tell you anymore, but you're going to be hearing a lot more from this guy. I'd like to recognize, went on to Notre Dame, a great career, and also played the NFL. Rocky Boyman from St. X. Rocky. If you can't tell, Rocky's in a little bit better shape than I am, and Rocky is a guy who's apparently put together a little workout regimen to try to get me in shape. So hopefully I'll be here in August to see the event. But I want to close by saying one thing. You know, this event's been something that's very special to me, and this year is even more special. And this, semantically, for most of you, may not mean much, but it means a hell of a lot to me. You know, when I put this thought process together, I didn't have the financial wherewithal to do it. I mean, I needed somebody that was willing to kind of, I don't want to say take a risk, but you obviously have, when you put on a special event, there are inherent risks involved. And Don Schumacher and Associates, Don Schumacher's not here today, but Don was a guy who really got behind this event in that initial. We hired me in 1996 and said, you think this can work? Give it a shot. And so we branched out, really had what I think is a really good high school sports division. We called it DSA Prep Sports. And we do some things with Fox Sports Ohio, their Thursday night games, and incidentally, they'll TV live the Thursday night doubleheader at Mason. So we want to thank Fox. They got another great schedule. We've done some tailgate work with some local TV stations. But beginning this past January, basically, I now own this event. I now have my own company. It's called Gamble Sports Properties, LLC. That's a horrendous name. And it will have a creative name by June 1, believe me, because that's a bad one. But I love high school sports. Many of the people in this room today are great, great friends of mine. I couldn't have done this without you. But I'm thrilled to have an opportunity to do even more. And you're going to see some fundamental changes of the experience for not just you, but your kids, the program. There are going to be a lot of stuff that you will notice, trust me, beginning this fall, because this event is something that deserves to give back. We're going to do a lot of great stuff, and we're going to do some other stuff in high school sports. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. We'll probably have kind of an open house at some point to kind of celebrate what's going on. But thank you to each and every one of you in here for making this possible. And hopefully we can continue to have Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Southeastern Indiana, Greater Dayton. I don't think there's any better high school sports, not just in football, but in all together. And it's because of everybody in here, and I thank you for all your support. So Skyline Crosstown Showdown.com, June 1, brand new website, all kinds of cool stuff on there. Interactive stuff throughout the summer. We also will be Facebooking. Somebody else will, trust me, not me, but somebody will from the event. Might even get a tweet from us. How about that? We're all thrilled about that. But seriously, we're going to take advantage of that. Thank you, I can't say enough, to Terry, to Skyline Chili, to all our other partners, and most of all to you schools. I think this has got the makings of a great, great event. And Scotty Wilhoit, where's Scotty? Scotty still here? To Scotty Wilhoit, too, who makes my life and our staff's life a lot easier. And speaking of our esteemed staff, I want to point out to people, apparently my wife has already given kind of the message to be said. But Lori, my lovely wife, who I know many of you work with. Also, where's Doug Lewis? Is he in here? Doug's back there. Kevin Schulte as well. Make sure I don't forget anybody here. And they're great people and have done a great, great job. And they'll be in communication with you. I've got some fine folks over here as well that'll be working for us over the summer. Rachel Lantry is going to do some of our social media. Carly Case seated down here. And see, we keep it in the family. Shane Popham right here, who played at Covcath, who's now on the football team at Wake Forest University. Shane's back working for us over the summer. So, again, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Have a great summer. You'll be hearing plenty from us, but seriously, thank you for all that you do, and we look forward to a great Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown this year. Thanks again.